Hello! It's been 11 days since my last video. Ages and ages. What have I been doing in that time? Well, I have been making videos, but for other people, so you might see it on their channels, but not on mine. Like Paul Wadey and Ian Todd, they've got lots of videos up, and some of them are mine. So that's not really helping me for my channel, but that's where they are. And also, I've been writing a novel. I've been doing that write a novel in a month thing. Write 50,000 in a month. I haven't written 50,000. Tomorrow is the end of the month and I've only written 31,000 so far, so I'm not going to get 50,000. The thing is, it was always going to be longer than 50,000, this novel, and I knew that, so I'm going to pace myself and I'm going to finish it by mid-January, I'm sure, first draft. And it's not going to be over by then, it's going to be an epic. I'm going to write a series of books, a best-selling series of books, and everybody will give me loads of money and it'll be fantastic and people make really great films out of it and stuff. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen. A long time ago, my brother actually challenged me to write an adventure story of the sort as seen in The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, all that sort of... Game of Thrones wasn't even out when he said this, ages ago. And make him loads of money. Make him loads of money, not make me loads of money. I'm like, yeah, right. So I'm doing it at last, all this time later. I don't know whether it will make loads of money, although I'm hopeful. But it's great, yay! So it's a fantasy genre, but it's not really sort of fantasy. It's got lots of myths and legends in it, and retakes on myths and legends, and they're having adventures, and they're wandering around as they do in these things, all quest, all sorts of things. But it's sort of set in a sort of mythological, sort of real life, but not quite sort of Viking times, but not Viking times. It's in that sort of general. Probably, I'm making a pig's ear explaining this, aren't I? Trust me, it's going to be fantastic. And there's all sorts of people in it. I mean, the sort of time that I'm writing it, which is sort of fudging it, in the last 2,000 years, not more than 2,000 years ago, but more than 1,000 years ago, at some time in that first 1,000 years of the millennium, the 2 millenniums really, is where it's set. In the sort of same time as the things like King Arthur and all of the myths and legends of that sort, Robin Hood, before Robin Hood. So you can see where I'm going with this. That's good because I can't. No, it's amazing. Anyway, it's called Snorri and the Lost Tales because, all of the lost stories. Stories and... It's probably more alliterative if I call it Snorri and the Lost Stories. Now there is somebody called Snorri Sturluson, who was he catalogued lots of different mythological tales of the Norsemen. He was Icelandic and he went to Sweden and various different places and he catalogued them. Now Snorri, my Snorri, is spelt differently. He's not from Iceland, he's from somewhere as yet undefined, probably Sweden, but it's got the same name and he is cataloguing stories, so we've got that there. But he's got a completely different life. He's married to somebody called Solvig and they're having a happy life, and then somebody comes and takes everyone from the village and various things happen after that. If this sounds promising, please read it when it comes out. There's other things happen there. They're going to have adventures and it's not going to be completely conventional in that, well, I know more of the fantasy genre stuff these days has got people that aren't necessarily all male and white. There are quite a lot of male and white people, male and white heterosexual people in my story, but they're not all any of those things. They are mostly male, but not all of them, and they are mostly white, but not all of them, and they are mostly heterosexual, but not all of them, and that's what's important, I think. And that diversity within reason, because obviously I'm not going to be like ridiculous about it, but the thing is, this is set in the sort of time that just past the Roman era, so the Romans went all around the world, loads of people come around, quite a bit after Alexander the Great, so there's going to be people, Sinbad the Sailor, about the same era, people moving around, and also the sagas of the Norsemen, they accidentally found North America. So, who's to say people didn't come? So, really, there's a whole world, literally a whole world of possibilities for characters. And I'm not going to be, obviously, I'm not going to be like heavy-handed about it, but you know, you can make of it what you will, and there's somebody for everyone. I think that's good, really. That's not what the story's about, that just happens to be it. And there's going to be loads of myths and legends of various different things, all sort of woven in, and it's going to be fabulous. And that's without giving away any of the story, really. Buy it when it comes out, which it surely will. I've so convinced you, haven't I? Bestseller it'll be. Alright then, bye bye.